Hello. Hi. How are ya? Hello. How are we all? Let's get stuck right in. So for this month's episode, I wanted to do something a little bit different. And if you're following me on Instagram or Facebook, you would have seen that I put up the post requesting you guys to send in your questions, to comment below with questions that you would like answered, any guidance that you want. Excuse me. And I thought, let's do it for a podcast episode. Why? I just freaking love doing readings. It is one of my most favorite things. I love connecting, tuning in, connecting with your energy, connecting with energies surrounding you. And it's something that I love to do. And, you know, I had been sort of tossing up what's the best approach for the podcast. I am still trying to kind of figure that out and where I want this to go. I do want to start having other people on the podcast as well, but at the same time, it's all about sort of figuring out where the direction of the podcast is going. So I thought, let's just mix it up and do something fun. And I wanted to connect with you guys and provide some readings. So that's what we're going today. That's what we're here for. I'm a bit of an open book when it comes to readings. Just, you know, disclaimer. There's not a lot that I won't read for. I do have a moral compass. My guides and I work in a particular type of way, but at the same time, I'm a very kind of fluid person, and there are some things that I'm like, oh, I don't really read that, or I don't connect with that. And then at other times, you know, it may come up in a reading and my guides are like, no, let it flow, let it out there, let them know. So while I do have a moral compass and there are things that I won't read on or read about, I am also fluid to your needs and your requirements, and so are my guides. If it's something that's going to help you, then it will be translated. If it's, you know, not in your highest good, then they don't let it through. That's as sort of simple as we can make it. Okay. So just another kind of piece of info. I'm also a medium. I'm not probably going to bring in anybody on the podcast in this way. I don't think that that's fair to do that. So if there is anybody there in spirit, I won't connect with them and I won't bring them through, just for, you know, respect of the people that I'm reading for. And also I just don't think that this is the environment to do that. That's more of a one-on-one thing. All right, with that all being said, let's have a look. So I've got some comments on the Instagram and I've got some comments on the Facebook. There was only a couple, I think, but that's fine. Okay, so the first one is from South Poem, and it says, with my spiritual gifts now reawakening, what is my next step towards getting to use them? Awesome question. So let's just take a moment to breathe in and out. Help us to connect. Okay. As my puppy has decided to just go absolutely nuts in the background on the beanbag. I hope you guys can't hear that. Okay. What is my next step towards getting to use them? Yeah, can you hear this guy? Jelly. I don't know what he's doing back there. Okay. A big one for you, honey, is, and you know what, this is going to sound really cliche because I feel like this is a big one for a lot of people, but they're saying for you to trust yourself and trust where it is that you're feeling the most connection in terms of using your gifts, in terms of connecting with your abilities on a deeper level. There's obviously a lot of information out there. They're saying to you, I think that you're putting pressure on yourself and you're like, I just want someone to kind of show me and pave the way. For starters, if you've got any questions, I'm an open book. You can always message me. If I know something, I'll let you know or I'll point you in the right direction. If I don't know, I will tell you. because there's some sort of pressure being put on yourself, like, oh, I need to talk to somebody about this. I need someone to kind of show me and pave the way. And I feel like you're going to resonate with your abilities and your expanded gifts in a much more individual way. I don't feel like somebody's saying to you, okay, this is what you should do, or this is how you develop this particular ability, or this is how you connect with this part of yourself. I don't feel like you're going to resonate with that. I feel like this is going to be really self-expansive, meaning that you are going to develop your own abilities in your own way. Again, like I said, that kind of sounds a bit cliche, but I really feel like you'll know what that means for you, and you'll know how that hits. And without being trying to be obvious or blunt or rude or anything like that, but they're literally saying just use them, get some practice in. I'm not sure, they're not showing me exactly what your gifts are at this point. I feel like there's a lot of different skills and abilities that you have, and maybe you're pigeonholing, because they're kind of showing me like a whole umbrella of things that you're capable of connecting and tuning into, but you're kind of pigeonholing. Jelly, get out of there. What is my dog doing to me? Could you please stop now? He's in there eating the cat biscuits. He's on a naughty rampage. Anyway, and you're kind of pigeonholing, you know, this big umbrella down into 1, 2, or 3 categories, and that's fine. But I feel like what they're saying with this is don't reduce yourself down to anything. Don't try and pigeonhole yourself or fit yourself into a box or one particular category because you think that that's the, you know, that's the protocol, that's the way to go. Maybe someone has told you before, you know, oh, we only have, yeah, maybe someone has said to you, we only have like 1 or 2 different gifts or abilities. So you're kind of trying to figure out like what are the 3 things that I can do, whereas your guides are saying to you there's a lot that you can do. So don't feel like you need to pressure yourself down into any 1 or 2 things. Getting to use them, like a big part of that is going to be, you know, trial and error and seeing what works for you. Again, like I said, if you have any questions, just message me and we'll go from there. And they're saying that there's some abilities that you've connected with in the past that you won't resonate with as strongly now. Again, not to put pressure on yourself. So they're going back to that kind of trusting thing. You're really going to be listening to your intuition with this. And if it doesn't feel right, they're just saying for now, let it go. If there's a particular ability that you're feeling more connection with than others, or if you're like, I've looked into this a little bit, I want to understand this a little bit more, they're saying to let them know. When I say they, I mean your guides are saying to let them know. They want you to be like, can you help me with this? Can you help me expand on this? And then from there, I feel like through your own research, you'll be put in place or in alignment with more information that's going to help you along. That was a big one for me, was you think you kind of have to do it all alone. And even now, you know, I'm self-taught this and I do, which I am, but really my guides, you know, led the way and put me into alignment with information and people and different scenarios that helped the development of whichever ability it was that I was, you know, focused on at the time. And they're saying a very similar thing for you there. And just keep on keeping it on. There is something with that as well, what I was just saying, and they are saying to you, like, don't feel like if you have a question, don't feel like you can't reach out to somebody. Like, you know, there's anybody that's in the spiritual community, if there's somebody that wants to get their gifts underway, they may, you know, help you in a way that is like, hey, this is how I did it. This may work for you. Try this. But don't feel like you can't reach out to people. You know who your people are. As they say, your tribe. You know who your tribe is and who's willing to help, because they will offer the help, they'll let you know, hey, I'm here for you if you've got any questions. What I did may not work for you, but here's what worked for me. And that's going to be a bit of a catch-22 because of what they've said. There's going to be a lot that you kind of, it's not that you go up against, but you're very much independent in how you're going to develop and expand on your abilities. I do not feel like you're going to resonate a lot with how a lot of other people have gone about it. And again, I'm hearing that take what resonates, leave out what doesn't. And that's very much going to apply to your journey. You're going to be watching, reading, understanding, exploring different modalities and different abilities, but how the message is being articulated, there are going to be a lot of times where you're like, that doesn't work for me. So it's going to be very I don't know what that word is. It's going to be very self-led how it is that you're going to connect with each of your abilities and how you're looking into that. So I hope that helps you. I hope that makes sense to you. And again, guys, if it does make sense, please let me know. If you're happy to leave a review for me or anything like that, it always helps, and it is always appreciated. As a psychic, medium, spiritual healer, any of the above, we love your feedback. We love to hear what you have to say. And don't be afraid if something doesn't hit. Don't be afraid to say it. Say it doesn't hit, because usually what that can mean is, if you tell your psychic, I'm getting off on a bit of a rant here, but that's okay. If you tell your psychic or medium or spiritual counselor or whatever you call them that something doesn't resonate, that something doesn't hit, and you're met with disdain, if you're met with aggression, run for the bloody hills. Get your gear and get out of there, and don't take on board anything that they've said. And that sounds so discreditory, but it's true. If you're working with someone spiritually and you come to them and say, hey, that doesn't resonate with me, I'm not sure what you were saying there, they will be like, okay, let's look into that more. That's what they should do, or that's, that's what I would do. So maybe it's arrogant to say that's what they should do, but, they'll be willing to help. They'll want to get to the root of it, because it's not that the information's wrong, but maybe how they've intuitively read the message or translated the information isn't bang on or isn't where it needs to be. So they'll just ask again. If any time someone comes to me and they're like, oh, look, that didn't quite hit, that was great, but that didn't quite hit the mark, I'm not too sure what you were saying there. You go to guides and be like, hey, what? Help me out here. And they'll give it to you a different way. They'll translate the information, or try at least to translate the information in a different way, and then it will make sense. So don't ever be afraid to go back to the person that's providing your reading and say to them, hey, I'm not sure what this is, or that didn't make sense. Okay, you should do that. 100% you should do that. Anyways, got off on a little bit of a tangent there. Okay, the divine beings, honey, is looking for. I'm feeling a little lost with several large changes happening in my life soon. Please, could you share with me some general guidance? Thank you. I've just done a quick shuffle. I'm just using the RWS, Rider-Waite-Smith. Yeah, there are a lot of changes. Ride the wave, I'm feeling with this, honey. Ride the wave. You may be resisting the changes a little bit because they may have come out of left field, but I feel like these are going to put you in a better position, getting you towards where you want to be and what your goals are. If you're not sure what they are, write them down. I say this every time. There's also something here about a romantic connection or love connection as well, and I feel like there's more information to come about with that. Maybe you've just removed yourself from somebody, or somebody's come into your life and then quickly gone out of your life. I'm not sure what that is, but there's a transition there with your love environment as well. And I feel like with you, when there is confusion in areas of love, it can kind of cause confusion in other areas of your life as well. It takes a little bit of time for that energy to simmer down, and then you can kind of focus on what it is that you need to focus on or get things back on track. I'm definitely seeing a bit of, I don't want to say recluse, but I am feeling as though you're called lately to kind of pull back a little bit. And I feel like this is come about because of what it is that you've just gone through. Okay, I do feel like there has been changes that have taken place that I don't want to say aren't good, but they're not the best. Like, you have definitely gone through a bit of a transition out of some junk. So the changes that are coming up, it's caused a little bit of fear. It's caused a little bit of apprehension. And what they're saying is, look, what's coming next for you is going to fizzle. Like, it's not going to fizzle out, but it's going to, you know, help you to get back on track. The changes that are coming from this moment forward are going to be positive in one way or another. They may not seem like it initially, but they will be. Something with indigestion with you as well. Indigestion, I think it's the sacral or the solar plexus. Well, both of them are showing me. Look into the sacral and solar plexus chakra for you. I feel like there's some healing that's being done there with those changes. So see what key themes surround those chakras, because I feel like that's what's going to be manifesting in your life. So perhaps focusing some attention and energy on these areas is going to help, again, with the changes that are coming in, being in your favor. We have the Magician that's come out here now. So a lot of the stuff... Okay. They really want you to get clear about what it is that you want to be happening in your life, because you're not someone to write things down, and they're saying that there's so much information that's coming to you, and it's like one moment you're like, oh, that's great, I love that, and then the next minute there's information that you're like, oh, I'm not loving that so much, but you're not writing down the stuff that you want to have happen, or you're not accepting the stuff that you want to have happen. And, you know, I always bang on about writing things down, because acceptance for spirit is just as simple as that. It's just either saying it out loud or putting it down onto paper, kind of lets them know, okay, this is what they're after, we can help with that. Because I feel like once you do that, whatever the junkiness is with the energy, like the stuff that's kind of been a bit of a whirlwind where you kind of can't get your footing and you're like, what the heck's going on? I feel like that's going to calm down once you just sort of connect with your desires and connect with what it is that you want. And this isn't just manifesting, this kind of goes beyond that. This is like real self-acceptance. A lot of this stuff is going to be internal and in alignment, not materialistic things, but personal things, what you want from your emotions, what you want from your friends, your family, from loved ones, a lover, all of that kind of stuff, and also like what you're able to provide. I feel like there's a need for some clear boundaries there. And I think that by getting this stuff onto paper, it's really going to help you, because you're going to write down the stuff that's in your head that you think that you want. But then when you write it down, you might read it and be like, well, actually, I don't want it like that. That's what I want, but I don't want it to come about like that. And it helps you to get a little bit more clear. I want it to come about like this. And then that's going to help you to see that the changes that are coming in and the situations that are already kind of, you know, manifesting and coming about for you are going to be more in line with what it is that you want and how it is that you want them to play out. And I feel like that's where the fear in this situation is kind of stirring up at the moment, because there's no real clear trajectory. Okay. So I hope that helps you, honey. That's actually a really good question. I like where you are at the moment. I like where energy is at and where the situation is. So for me, it looks positive. It just feels like you've got a little bit more control here than perhaps you realise. So let me know. Okay, let's see here. All right, I'll just pack these up. I'm enjoying this. I just love doing readings so freaking much. But I can never come on my Instagram and stuff over night time. I'm just going to quickly shuffle, so block your ears. I apologise. If I can, I'll delete that. Okay, so let's see here. The last one we have is for Lisa. Will this move be the abundant, joyful move that I already feel it is? Will money manifest into my life to make everything happen smoothly? Okay. What are you doing for your manifesting? Are you just writing down what you want, what you need? Are you asking your guides to assist you with this? I feel like you're putting out there what it is that you need. Get clear about ways that you can also help to make it happen, they're saying. And ask for their help, okay? Like at the end of your sign off, like you can, and so it is, or so mote it be, or however you want to sign off on things. They're saying to ask for their help. Guides, help me manifest XYZ for XYZ by XYZ, you know? They're saying ask for our help. Ask for our help. So again, message me if you need to, and we can talk about what that may mean. Okay. All right. I feel like all of this is going to get started quite quickly. There's a lot going on. I'm not laughing to be, decent. There's a lot going on. You just had like half the deck fall out, so there is a lot going on. Get clear about what direction it is that you're going in, okay? So I feel like you're kind of saying with this, this is happening. I'm going to do this. This is the date when this has to come about. But there's some sort of missing link. This is interesting. There's some sort of missing link. Okay. Because they're showing that you have a place lined up, or you have something lined up so that you can move. But it's like maybe the place that you've got lined up you can't actually move into for like 3 months or something. There's something about a 3-month period in the place that you're moving into. So you're kind of seeing it like, oh, I've got this time to make this happen. But then they're just kind of saying like waiting won't make this happen. And I'm not sure what they mean by that, but it's like waiting won't make this happen. So if there's something that you can be actively doing in terms of making this, what was it you said, money manifest? I feel like there's a missing link. They just say that there's a missing link. There's something that you could be doing. Okay, Ace of Cups. So that's a positive. The Six of Cups was in reverse. And then you have the Ace of Cups. So I feel like that missing link kind of comes through with this Ace of Cups. And there is something else that you could be doing. And whether it's something temporary or someone says, hey, based around your skill set, someone may say, hey, can you help me with this for a month or two before you go, and I'll pay you XYZ. And then that's going to be what could potentially help. So pay attention to that. If there's someone around you that you know could use your help, there's some sort of employment or some sort of, finance that comes in due to services paid or time paid or something like that. So it's like you're helping someone out, but they're paying you for the help. And that could potentially help this. And it's only a short time frame. Stop telling yourself that this isn't going to work in your subconscious. So whether or not you're saying this out loud or someone's saying this to you, there's information coming in and it's a subconscious information. So either it's your subconscious or someone else around you is saying this and you're like, I'm not hearing that. Like, that's rubbish. Of course it's going to work. But then you're taking it on board because it is going to work. And the King of Cups is here as well. It is going to work. It's not going to all go to plan how you want it to. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to go to plan, That doesn't mean that it's not going to come about. I just feel like they're saying something about like there's some sort of stubbornness with the situation. So it's almost like you've said to yourself, this is how this is going to go and I'm not changing my mind about it. And I think there needs to be some flexibility in there. And then that's going to help things move along. The Magician's here. So they are aware, like you are manifesting. Just don't give up. Do this every day. Do this every day. Whatever your manifestations are. Do them every day. Let's see here. Did you connect with the new moon energy? Because that's a really good one for manifesting. Write it down on a piece of paper, burn it off, whatever works. Okay. Yes. Look, you're going to be fine, honey. The move's going to happen. There's definitely going to be some bumps along the way, but I think that that's because of your own awareness. I almost hear you saying that to yourself. It's in one breath, it's like, this is all going to go so smoothly. This is going to be great. I'm going to have everything that I need. And I feel like that's your manifesting. But then there's another aspect that's still there as well, churning around. And it's like, this is going to be a nightmare. This isn't going to work. Like, am I kidding myself? That's what we want to release and let go of. Okay, focus on the positives. If you find those thoughts coming up, be realistic if you need to. Hold on to them and feel them in the moment and then let them go. Don't carry them around with you on the everyday. And just whoever it is that is around you that is putting a dampener on this situation, stop talking to them. Just stop. I mean, you do you. But if you can remove yourself, because that person is really, that's where some of this thought and this negativity is coming from. They're really kind of, putting a dampener on the situation. And some of their resentments and some of their beliefs is dragging the situation down for you, and we don't want that. Okay, so I hope that helps. Keep doing what you're doing. Everything's going to be fine. At the end of the day, you're still going to make this move. It's just a matter of whether or not it's going to be, I just go from A to B, or if it's like, okay, I'm going from A to B, but there's going to be C, D, and E in the middle of that. That's what they're showing me with this. But either way, you are going to make the move. Okay. Well, that was fun. I hope you guys liked that. I loved it. I love doing readings so freaking much. I know I keep saying that, like toot my own damn horn. But it is the best. So I think I'll do this again. It was really fun. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know. Again, let me know what you want to hear on the podcast, because if there's a topic or anything like that, I will try and do my best to appease. But yeah, I'll get this put up, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for listening to this month's podcast. If you're interested in any of my services or finding out more, you can do so by going to my website, shannonguioni.com.au.